Yo, it is 8 o'clock. Now we are on the dot. Perfect. Let's get this up and running. Now, I have a super high standard when it comes to this stuff. So there was about 15 people waiting to join. All of them did because I said I was going to be away for 5 minutes. All of them left, right? If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late, right? You need to set the standard for yourself in all aspects of life, right? If a meeting is at 8 p.m., I want you guys there at 7:55 because that's been on time. If you're there, if you're there at a meeting, let's say you need to be somewhere at a certain time, be there 5 minutes early because that's going to make you on time. The reason for this is programming your brain to always be ahead of the game. Now, I can teach you all the skills. I can teach you everything that you need to know about business. But if you don't have a mindset to be better, if you don't have a belief system to be better, I guarantee you won't get better. Okay. And that's what I'm going to break down to you. I'm going to break down the simple things, why it's important, my journey, how I got to where I am today, and how we can put it into action. All right. Are we ready to go and we ready to run this up? Yes, no, maybe, iffy, iffy.
Yep.
All right, let's run it. Let's run it. Cool. So the breakdown, it's simple, right? I help people with zero knowledge and zero experience. And when it comes to learning how to make money, right? My name's Nelson. I used to work in a warehouse job, over 2 years ago. I come from a background of a sporting background. Then I wanted to start making money online. I know a lot of you guys that are here probably have the same feeling, probably have the same mindset, right? You're probably in a situation where you want more, right? I know Jordan, for you, bro, you're about to go into school, or you're about to finish school, sorry. Now you're about to, get into the real world, right? I've been in your position before. I know what that's like. It's super scary. It's super scary, but you need to know and you need to understand that everything that you want is on the other side of hard. Everything that you've ever dreamed of is on the other side of hard, on the other side of discipline, right? So my mission now is obviously to buy my uncle's dream car. I know a lot of you guys probably would have seen that. I want to make that simple for me and for you. I want to break that down as simple as possible, okay? So anyone know anyone play footy right now? No, Jordan, like you play footy. Oh, you mentioned you played footy before, right? Or you play,
Yep.
you get it, right? So, footy analogy. In order to make the NRL, you need to be a good footy player. In order to be a good footy player, you need the skills to back you up. Whether it's mental, whether it's physical. In online business, it works the exact same way. Okay. Dropshipping must know how to sell a product. SMMA must know how to sell a service. A clothing brand, you must know how to sell and market. Without these skills, there's no business, right? So everyone wants to start an online business. Everyone wants to make the NRL, but nobody is actually becoming a good footy player. Nobody is becoming good at business. And this is where everyone goes wrong. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes or no?
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. So the foundation of success is skills, right? Skills is the foundation of everything. Sales and marketing is what I focus on. Sales is because every single business that dropshipping, SMMA, clothing brand, every single business is surrounded with sales, which is why I master and have a clear understanding of sales. And that's why I invested into learning sales. Marketing, on the other hand, is the exact same. If you look at dropshipping, if you're selling a product, how are you going to sell a product if you don't know how to market it? If you don't know how to market it, how are you going to market it if you don't know how to sell it? See how these play hand in hand and how we need these skills in order to be successful, right? They're both equally important though. You can't have one without the other, right? That's what we have to understand. And that's why I focus on these two because they're always going to be in demand. You can't have one or the other, right? A good person that sells a good clothing brand, they either have a good personal brand and they can sell it with ease, or they have to build their way up. They have to build, they build and build and build. But at the end of the day, you still need to have these skills, which is the foundation of everything. I'm going to use some proof of concept, right? This is my boy CK, my brother, who I told you only use sales to make 3.6K thousand dollars in a single week. He didn't post content. He didn't need to post content. He didn't need to put his face out there. And why you ask is because he masters in sales, right? He made 3.6K in a single week. 3.6K, right? 4 months ago. 4 months ago, he used to be in a job. So does that not does that kind of blow your guys' mind? Does that
Yeah,
Yes,
why?
yes, yes.
Why do you
he.
feel like that blows your mind?
Oh,
Why though?
sorry.
Why do you think this is such a crazy win?
Mm.
He starts his own business. He make money online.
Because of skills, right?
Mm.
Yeah, because he has skills, sales skills and marketing skills.
He had the skills. He didn't need marketing though, right? That's what we need to understand is that yes, these play hand in hand. But like we said, for the people that just joined, what we talked about is that the breakdown of running an online business from absolute zero, it's a simple program. It's a simple process, right? Everything is simple when you come to understand. I will use the footy analogy, right? In order to make the NRL, you need to be a good footy player. In order to be a good footy player, you need the skills to back you up, right? Whether that's mental, whether that's physical, you need those skill sets in order to be a good footy player. Online business works the exact same way. And I was showing everyone else that this is a proof of that, right? TK was working in a warehouse. He was a forklift driver and a container unloader. That was the same. So it's crazy to see that only in 4 months, TK was able to make 3.6K in a single week from a skill set, right? Not from a business model. Don't want to get that confused. Not from a business model, but from a skill set. Okay, does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes,
Perfect.
yes, yes.
Perfect. Now, I want to show you how people inside the community that I work with have been killing it lately. This is my guy, Anton, who landed a fitness offer, not through social media, but an in-person interaction, right? The reason why he landed this role was because he had the skill set of communication. What person do you feel like, do you feel like you're the person, actually, let me ask you guys this question. Do you feel like you're the person to go up to someone and ask them what they do for a living and ask them, are they running an offer? Are they in the online business? Because if Anton never did this, he would never have a role right now. If I was to ask you guys that question right now, yes or no?
Yes, yes,
Okay. Okay. So you feel like that you would have the confidence to go up to someone and ask them what they do for a living.
yes.
Why?
I have a confidence to make this. I don't
Okay.
know why.
You have the confidence, but do you have the skill set to back you up?
Yes,
What
but
skills?
I have the confidence to try.
You might have the confidence to try, brother, but what skills do you have?
My skills in real life, I'm mechanics of car.
Okay. So if you're got skills in mechanic, what's that got to do with fitness? What that's got to do with losing weight? What's that got to do with gaining weight?
Yeah, you have right.
That's right.
But
Sometimes
you
we
have
gotta,
another time from five
sometimes
years.
we can have mechanic skills, bro. Right? We can have a skill set like that. But when it comes to online business, it's a completely different skill set, like we spoke about. Right? So
Yes,
you have a skill set in mechanics, right? So you're good with cars. In online business, if you have a skill set in sales, you're going to be good in business. Does that make sense?
yes, it makes
So,
sense.
do you have a skill set in sales, yes or no?
Yes, I'm good in sales.
How so?
Uh, I work in salesman in the past. Right now, I buy a car, I repair and I sales, and I
Okay.
buy.
Okay, would you be able to sell a fitness offer that sells $10,000?
No, it's hard,
Okay.
but I
So,
no, I don't have the skills to sell this.
so what we need to understand though, bro, is that online sales and in-person sales are two different game ball. And the reason for
Yes,
this is because when you're in person, it's different sales. It's different type of sales. When you're online, it's like a Zoom meeting right now, right?
yes,
Two different type
right.
of sales where you have to gain trust a different way. You have to understand the person a different way. Right? When you're in person, you can have physical contact, you know, you can see their tonality, you can see their expressions, you can see all these little things that you don't really see maybe on a Zoom call, maybe on a phone call. You get what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Right? I'm
I
actually gonna
understand
break
very
that
well.
down. I'm gonna break that down later in the masterclass about if anyone has, is working in a trade. I'm gonna break that down later on. So I want that to be
Okay,
for you. Okay.
okay, deal.
Now, this is one of the other guys who's been absolutely killing it. He's got certified, right? Just like you, Joseph, in your mechanic, you would have to get a trade, right? You would have to get a certification for your trade to be a mechanic. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
The same thing applies with online business, right? In
Yeah.
order to land a role, said role, like Anton has with a fitness offer, you would need a certification to prove that you can do that, right? Do
Yes.
any of you guys here right now, Joseph, right? Do you have a certification in sales to go and land a role for online business? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So that's what we got to understand. That's what the difference is with online sales and in-person sales. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, makes sense.
Now, this is another guy. This is one of the guys that's been killing it lately. And I'm pretty sure this guy ran a marathon today, or one of the other guys. But nevertheless, I want to move on to this appointment setting. I have a 15-minute guide that goes exactly how to learn appointment setting in 2025. If you guys want that one, message me straight after this, and I can send that over to you. Okay? Sound good? Perfect.
Yep.
Next, who is going to land the role, right? Joseph, I know you have a trade, right? Does anyone else in this session have a trade? No? Yes? Maybe? Just Joseph? Tyler?
Nah, bro.
Okay.
I used to, but no, not anymore.
Okay. Okay. But on that though, Tyler,
Yep,
in order to get that job, right, what trade was it?
Sparky.
Sparky. You needed to get some sort of, credentials to be a Sparky, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing applies with online business, like I was talking about with Joseph, is credibility matters, right? Would you rather someone with a certification? Like if you were hiring someone, you run a business, would you rather hire someone who has a certification in, being a chippy or someone who just learned from YouTube?
Probably the certification.
Makes sense, right? It
Yep.
makes sense. And that's the same thing we need to apply that logic with online business as well, right? A lot of you guys are kind of missing where you can get the training for the certification, where you can get, you know, rather than just learning from YouTube. YouTube's great. But if you were to apply a role, if you were to go to a business and say, look, I want to work for you, I want to do this X, Y, and Z, I guarantee you that you're going to be looked upon, you're going to get looked over because the certified setter is going to be far better than just someone who watched on YouTube. Does that make sense to everyone? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. Now we've had a couple people just join in a bit late. So a quick rundown of everything that we kind of walked through, right? So the roadmap to a business is easy. I want to break that down for you because I help people with zero knowledge and zero experience learn how to make money online. Perfect. I use the footy analogy just because I know a lot of you guys are from Australia. A lot of you guys watch the footy. Stephen Crichton's the GOAT. Okay. Next, in order to make the NRL, you need to be a good footy player. In order to be a good footy player, you need the skills to back you up. That same logic applies for online business. Okay. In order for you to be good in business, drop shipping, you must know how to sell. SMMA, you must know how to sell a service. Clothing brand, you must know how to sell and market. Without skills, there is no business. A lot of people want to start a business, but don't have the skills to actually back them up, which is where I come to play and actually help you guys learn those skills. Boom, move on to the next foundation of success is skills. We talked about the proof of concept of everyone that's been killing it inside lately and why it's important to have a certification rather than just learning from YouTube. And why we broke that down is because if you have a trade and you want to be a chippy, you want to work for a chipping company, they're not going to take someone who has learned from YouTube. They're going to take someone who's actually got a certification in that trade. Makes sense so far? Are we on the same page?
Yeah, yeah.
Boom. Perfect. Now, my mission for you guys, and I want you guys to understand, is to build a family and build an empire. I want to serve people who want to be served. I never want to work with someone. I never want to work with someone who doesn't want to be worked with. It's like talking to someone who doesn't want to listen. That's not a conversation. That's literally just talking, right? I genuinely change people's lives. And that's why I want to work with killers. And that's why I want to work with people who want to make a change. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. Now let's get more faces on here, right? We're just getting started with this, right? I had about 20 people probably lined up waiting in the waiting room. 20 people waiting. I said they were late, right? I accepted some because I know a couple of these guys that were in here. I know a couple of them might find some value in this. But I had over 20 people who were late. And I said, you must set the standard for yourself. If you're not going to set the standard for yourself, no one will. If you're not going to believe in yourself, no one will. So everything starts from you. Does that make sense so far?
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, Q&As. Ask me some questions. We're here for a little bit. I want to get to know you guys better. If you guys have a question, shoot it right now because now is your opportunity. Raise your hand. You can unmute yourself. You can turn your camera on. Ask your boy some questions and we can run this up. You're about to ask one, Jordan. I know you're about to ask one.
I was gonna ask, like, did you learn from like mentors and that about this, or like were you just someone who learned on their own?
Yeah. So this brings us back to the certifications, right? So I learned from a mentor. I probably spent well over 20 grand into mentors to teach me these skills, right? Now, the reason being for that is because I tried the YouTube pathway. I tried learning on YouTube for about 3 to 4 months and it got me nowhere. And the reason why investing into a mentor is so important, bro, is because we spoke before our meeting, before we even started this. Time is the only thing you can never get back, right? So why not invest into someone who's gone through all of the mistakes, who's gone through all of the struggles, but also has gone through all of the wins? Why not learn from someone and save a lot of time on my end, learn from someone who's actually
Mm,
experienced all the ins and outs? And that's why it's so important to invest into someone, but not just invest into someone, bro. Invest into someone who's going to actually be there for you when times get rough. Invest into someone who's actually going to be there when times are rough, but times are good as well, right?
yeah.
That is why I'm in the position I am in today, is because I invested a lot of money into myself because I don't value money over time. I value time over money because time is the only thing we can never buy back. But that answers your question, bro. I invested into a mentorship to teach me all the skills that I know today. And if I didn't, none of you guys would be here. I wouldn't have 90,000 followers on Instagram, 5,000 followers on TikTok. Get me. You get me, you get me, you get me.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
You-
Anyone else have any questions? Don't be shy, guys. I don't bite.
I was just wondering, did you know what you wanted to do in the online space, or did they help you to figure out what you want to do?
Good question. Good question. I think for me, all I wanted, bro, was being able to spend time with my family, being able to work remote, and being able to pretty much travel wherever and whenever, right? That was my desired goal. I just needed to find a vehicle to help me get there, right? And there's a bunch of vehicles out there, but I think what I came to understand is like every single person in business tells you do drop shipping, do e-com, or do trading. But what they don't tell you is that you need the skills to actually be successful, right? They tell you be successful in business, but don't tell you you actually need the skills first. Once I learned that, bro, I was like, okay, I need to find a mentor who succeeds in teaching skills, who succeeds in teaching people how to be successful in skills to run a business, right? Like my long-term vision is to open up a software with the skills that I've learned with this mentorship, right? That's the main focus. But to answer your question, I knew what I wanted. I just needed to find a vehicle. The vehicle was skill sets, and that's what I help people learn to this day. Does that help answer your question, bro?
Yeah, that's all good. And
Perfect.
just with the money you've invested,
Yeah.
is that over time or is that just straight off the bat?
Yes. So that's been over time, um, over $20,000 into mentors. I think 3 days ago, bro, I spent 2 grand into delegating into a role, right? Because the reason for that, bro, is like I can get money back. I can get money back like that. I can never get time back. So that's the understanding between that. But then also, there's two things when it comes to money. There's the price of getting started and there's the cost of not getting started, right? When I first got started, bro, I was in a warehouse, right? Dead broke, probably make working paycheck to paycheck. But somehow I found a way to spend, 10 grand into mentors. I found a way because I say this all the time, and it comes from a faithful standpoint as well. If there's a will to want to do something, there's a way to do it, right? If the will is so strong, the how becomes easy. If your will is to, if your will is so strong to get you out of your current situation, you will find a how. You will find a way. And that's what I came to understand. You know what I mean? I think if you look at it this way, bro, obviously the price to get to where you want to be, investing into mentors is going to get you closer to your goals. But what is that going to cost you if you don't actually invest into yourself? For me, it was going to be working in a warehouse shop for the next 5, 10, 15 years of my life. And that's something I could not wrap my head around. So I knew, look, I'm going to pay the price. Either it works out or I fail. Either way, I can tell myself I tried. I think that's the best mindset to have. Does that make sense, bro?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perfect. Where about you reaching out from? Like you sound like you're from Australia.
Nah, New Zealand.
Okay. Okay, sweet, bro.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, and sorry, just another one.
Yep.
Bro, what do you suggest maybe like say doing trial and error before finding someone to help out?
Good
Or
question. I think look at it this way. Every time you fail, you gain more information to be successful, right? Now you can look at failure two different ways because I look at failure completely different. I want to fail, right? The quicker you fail, the quicker you succeed. Because if you fear failure, bro, you also fear succeeding. But I'm okay with failing. I'm okay with, you know, something not working out. But coming from someone who's obviously invested into people, I know what it's like on the good side, but I don't know what it's like on the other side, right? I probably invested 2K into an ecom course, didn't work out for me. I thought online money was a scam because of that. I invested 1K into a trading course, didn't work out for me. Thought online money was a scam again, right? The moment I invested probably well over $10,000 into a mentor to teach me certain skills, I knew it's gonna make or break me because this is my third time trying, right? But every time I failed, I gained more information to be successful, right? Because when I invested into ecom, I lacked a community. You know what I mean? I lacked a sense of community. Yeah, the information was great, but I didn't have anyone to back me up, right? When I invested into trading, same thing applied. There was no community. The one thing that helped me get to where I am today was because I invested into a mentor, but I invested into a community as well that was going to support me throughout the whole process. Right? And that I think going through those trials and errors, going through those mistakes made me understand, okay, this is what I'm missing because of what I've done in the past. So coming from my experience, bro, it's like if you want to be in a certain position, understand that skills are going to get you there, community is going to get to you there, and then also the knowledge is going to get you there. Ultimately, that's all you kind of need to start a business or be successful in business at that point.
oh, sweet, bro. No, that's me.
Got you. Got you. Anyone else have any questions? Because those were killer questions, bro. No one else? Sweet. Perfect. Well, I'm going to be uploading this, but I'm going to be sending this one out to you guys specifically. Just message me straight after this. You can message me Masterclass, you can message me YT, and I can send this one over to you guys. First and foremost, I thank you guys for joining in. I thank you guys for being a part of this community, because I don't know if you guys can feel what I'm feeling right now, but I know we're about to take over the whole game. I know we're going to get to our goal, and I want you guys to be a part of it. I want you guys to understand everything that I'm doing right now to show you that it is possible, right? It is possible to do what I do. I want you guys to understand that. It's just a mindset thing. It's a belief thing. And when you understand that, everything becomes easy. Does that sound good? Are we trotting? Are we trotting?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
right.
Yes, sir. Well, God bless, guys. It was good talking to you. I hope you have a blessed day, and we'll catch you in the next one. Yes, sir.